Hey there, Stampers, and welcome to another Step It Up video. I was trying to remember what I was doing. Okay, so this week I was inspired by Allison Ohran, O-H-R-A-N. She did the cutest card. I'm not even sure. I thought she did it in like red and black and white. And I loved the way, and it was this, I think it was this second card, maybe. I don't know if she had the texture, but anyway, it was basically using this. This is the step 1 card. I always get distracted on how to explain all this, but it'll be very easy. I'm using the layered labels, this stamp with Stays on Black, and I'm using Loving Thoughts, Thoughts of You. So those are the stamps that I'm using. I am using the Framelits Apothecary Accents for this centerpiece here. And that's it for so let me walk you through it. Let me leave I should show them to you. Step 1, step 2, and step 3. Okay, I'll get to it so we can get through it in a reasonable amount of time. I'm using Whisper White, and it's a standard A2 card base. So it's 8.5 by 5.5 folded at 4 1/4, and that's going to create your card base. I'm using, I think this is Rose Red. It's 5 1/4 by 4, this mat, and then I stamped the image on Whisper White piece that is 4 and 4 and I don't know. I'm having trouble thinking today. 4 and 3/4, duh, by 3 1/4, and then a black mat, which is 4 7/8 by 3 1/2, and you're just going to layer that like so and place it down. I have a little strip of Whisper White. I like to use the 1-inch square punch to dovetail things. So you just slip it in this corner like this, pop it, do the other side, and you get this quick, perfect little dovetail. And then you can, this is from the Patterns Designer Series paper stack. And just using the polka dot from that stack and cutting it out with the framelits. Then you're going to layer this Thoughts of You over it and add 2 basic rhinestones. And that quickly and easily, that's your level 1 card. Level 2 card is just a little bit different, pretty much the same measurements on everything, but instead of just leaving this mat plain, we're going to run it in our Big Shot with the Vintage Wallpaper embossing folder to give it some texture. Then when we put this matted piece down, instead of just laying it flat with adhesive, we're going to adhere it with dimensionals. So it'll bump it up a little bit. And then, still using the same piece from the level 1, you're going to put that down. But we're also going to use our oval punch for some black and put that in the center. And this time, instead of just laying it flat, we're going to put dimensionals up on this as well, and then add a basic rhinestone here and here, and then at the top and the bottom of this Pattern Designer Series paper piece. And you can see I love the bling on this card. I think this filigree thing looks so good with the bling. And I like it popped up too. I like that it kind of gives you more, I like all this texture, and I like layers. So that is 2. Now 3, it's basically the same as 2, except I took my aqua painter and very carefully, this is time consuming, and I very carefully painted in the rose red color. I'm pretty sure it was rose red. It might be Primrose. No, it's Rose Red because I don't have this designer series paper. Oh, it's whatever this is. Hello. Rose Red. And this seam binding ribbon. So to get this kind of old seam binding ribbon look thing, you're going to take some of your ribbon and start to scrunch it up in a ball. And scrunch is the proper word. And you're going to take your little spritzer, which now we have in the catalog. Can't wait to get my new ones. And just spray a little bit of water while it's in a ball and leave it to dry. And it doesn't take very long. While you're making your card, I just wad it up as tightly as I can and set it aside. And so the other thing I did on all of this level 3, is I inked it. And I inked it using Sahara Sand on the white and then Early Espresso on the darker pieces. So after I painted in with Rose Red using my aqua painter, I went ahead and, you know, I took the piece, and so I took this piece after I've colored it all in, and using Sahara Sand, I know you guys have seen me do this before, I went ahead and aged. I love the way Sahara Sand looks on the lighter colors. It's not a super obvious aging. It's a nice subtle thing, and you can go ahead and do it really subtle, or you can go and do another layer of it, but it works really well for this. And I also did it on the card base and on this Rose Red piece of embossed cardstock. Once I had completed that, I came back in with Early Espresso. Now on the white pieces, the Whisper White pieces, I don't go as full on in as I did with the Sahara Sand. I kind of just touch the edges real carefully. You don't want big glops of Early Espresso on the white cardstock. It won't look right. So that's my taste. You develop what you like. So, and then I do it to the black and to the Rose Red too. Come back and just go back in. Any of these medium tones, they can take a little more of the Early Espresso than the really light tones. So I also added a black mat to the piece that was put through the embossing folder and then inked. So you layer that black matted piece on the white card base. Before you adhere it though, this is what I did. So I have this, I adhered this on here, I popped it up on dimensionals on this embossed piece, and then I also inked all of these pieces, but this time I popped this up on dimensionals. This was flat, and then once I had all of these pieces layered with the dimensionals, it's not adhered to the base, I took this crumpled piece of Rose Red, and I also took my sponge that I'd been inking and I ran it over the ribbon. You don't want the ribbon to look bright and shiny and new when you've inked everything on here. So then I just ran this wrinkly piece around this layered piece, and then I adhered the card base, the layered pieces to the card base. And you can see on this one, because I wanted to add a bow with the antique brads, and I love this antique brad that has a little bit of black because it echoes back to the black mats and this black matte piece. So you can see I have it a lot shorter. So it's the same thing though. You're just going to take your 1-inch square punch and dovetail the piece, and you can keep going back in until you get it where you like. And same on the other side. You just come in. That one wasn't very good. Sometimes I get them wonky and I play with it. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then you're going to ink it, and you're going to adhere it down. You're going to add, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I put a lot of basic rhinestones. I have the large ones here and here, and also I have the medium ones throughout these other spots. And I just kind of, I like symmetry, so I did 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, so it's all symmetrical. But I love the way this card turned out, and thank you to Allison Oran for her inspiration on that second card. Let me show them to you again. This is the step 1, step 2, and step 3. Isn't it so pretty? I had so much fun doing this. The new stamp sets are phenomenal, and I'm getting most of my new goodies next week. So look forward to all the fun things we can create. And I hope you have a great week. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Bye.